Hi, I'm Mary Kate Halpin. This is me, and the little girl I'm holding is McKinya. She's one of the many children I had the privilege of meeting when I went on a mission trip to the island of Eleuthera in the Bahamas. Like a lot of kids her age, McKinya is a happy, loving young girl. She enjoys math and wants to be a doctor when she grows up because she wants to help people. Sadly, where McKinya lives, there's a lot that could prevent that dream from coming true. She's growing up in a country where a large amount of poverty has brought about an abundance of people with malnutrition, poor education, gang activity, and so on. My team's job as a group of believers was to go down to the Bahamas and make sure there is hope for amazing young people like McKinya. We became part of building Camp Bahamas, which is a camp that runs all during the summer, where hundreds of high school-age children are given a week of sports, fun, and lessons every night from God's Word. It is so important because for most of them, it is the first time they will have a bed to sleep on, food 3 times a day, assurance they are safe, and will be hearing God's message.
The pictures that you've seen and the progress of the property that you've seen has been almost 90% done by mission teams coming down, teenagers or adults coming down, giving a week of their life to come out and serve in the Bahamas. We need, the construction continues, the building continues, and our goal is to have a facility that will sleep up to 250 Bahamian teenagers to minister them and to disciple them over the years to come.
The person I'm about to show you is Pastor Luke Pinder, the very youth pastor who led my team to Eleuthera. The interesting thing is Luke actually grew up in the Bahamas, so he knows firsthand what life is like there.
First of all, I would say is the breakdown of the family unit. The last statistic I heard, which was a few years ago, something like 60 to 70% of all kids don't know or don't live with their father. I think that's staggering. I think that's a huge problem, the breakdown of the family unit. I would also say the fact that we're a young country is another big challenge. We're only, the Bahamas as a nation, as an independent nation, is only 6 years older than I am. We became independent in 1973, so we're not even 40, 50 years old yet as a country. So there's a lot of growing pains in developing of the infrastructure of the country that I think can be a problem. And probably the third thing I would say, and this is probably the biggest one, is because of the lack of the breakdown of the family unit, and because of our government being young, it has turned out to have there's been a lot of violence and a lot of gang activity. And last year in Nassau, there's approximately 400,000 people in the Bahamas, and approximately 2/3 of them, maybe a little bit more than that number, live in Nassau. 21 miles by 7 miles is the dimensions of Nassau, New Providence. And there was something like over 500 murders there last year alone, which is staggering. Now, I've taken several teams over to the Bahamas, and for me that's a big deal because, I'm a Bahamian myself. I actually have dual citizenship, but it's been a big deal for me to take teams there. And I think the main thing that we try to accomplish is, we just want to help people. There's obviously we're not going to be able to solve all the problems, but if we can really just bring some relief to even some people, and try to make their day better, and try to invest in some of the people that are there, because there's so many of those Bahamian students and people, really, for that matter, that won't get the opportunities that we have here in the States, and won't even be able to even really come over here to the States. So our idea is, man, if we could bring some of that over there to them, if we could let people know that, hey, that they're loved and that somebody cares about them, I think that will do a lot of good.
And that's really what it's about. We all made friends that week that will impact our lives forever, and hopefully theirs too. For a week, we took the focus off ourselves and tried to make someone else's world a better place to live in. It's exactly what God has always been telling us to do, and when we finally listened, it is the best, happiest feeling ever. If you want to be part of or learn more about the Hope for the Bahamas, go to campbahamas.com for information on donations and missions. It is also important to remember the other 51 weeks of the year, and that it doesn't matter if you're in the Bahamas or right here at home. Helping people should always be at the center of your heart, so try to get involved in your community. Some organizations around here are the Gwinnett Children's Shelter and the Retirement Home. Just be a blessing to someone and share the love that God has given you.